Thank you, Kerry. Good evening. I feel like I'm home, right? Yes, I am. Our host, Marsha Dixon Brown, of course, branch manager, Paulo, my friend, when I used to run up and on some in Senton here for years. Yes. Our head of retail, Yvette, DVP, Chris, who is here with us. Of course, I'll still say Costas. Costas. She was my boss. Well, it still is, you know. And our esteemed speaker, Mrs. Davis Buckle, we meet again. Yes. And other distinguished guests, members of the media, my friend, Mrs. Say if I continue, I'll go, Mrs. Barrs, or come far away, and of course, Vanna. We serve on many boards together. Good evening. It is truly a privilege, and it is indeed a privilege to stand before you tonight under the theme that goes beyond today's ambition. It speaks to security, legacy, and wealth. Now, let's be clear. When wealth is the starting point, is it? But because without wealth, defined, it's not, we don't have anything. Without wealth, defined not as money, but as alignment of health, values, time, and resources. Security is shaky and legacy is fragile if we don't have wealth, but if we don't align wealth with our time, with our money, with our resources, then there's no wealth. Therefore, we can see wealth is a soil, security is the shelter it provides, and legacy is the fruit it produces. Now, in my role as Center Director for Scotia Private Banking and as immediate past president of the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I've had the privilege and the pleasure of walking alongside many powerful women, and I've seen firsthand how true wealth transform lives and communities through impactful individuals, many of these individuals being women. And I've learned one thing, one undeniable and unwavering truth, and that is when women rise, communities rise. Is that so? Yes. When women lead with purpose, they just don't build businesses, women build nations. Ladies, wealth without structure disappears. Wealth without security is vulnerable, and wealth without legacy is wasted. That is why I'm here to talk to you about wealth, real wealth. And that is why Scotiabank created the Scotia Women Initiative. Not just to provide capital, no, but to equip women with mentorship, to equip women with strategies and network that will help wealth flow with purpose to all our women. Because no woman should have to fight twice as hard to go half as far. But before wealth can serve others, it must first be anchored in self-mastery. What is self-mastery? It is a discipline to control your resources instead of being controlled by them. I make money control you. You control your resources. It's knowing that every dollar, every hour, every relationship must be aligned with your values and vision. It is saying no to distractions so you can say yes to what secures your future. True wealth is not just what you own. True wealth is a life you design with clarity and purpose. So, how do you turn wealth into security and legacy? Let me share just a few strategies that I've seen create lasting impact. The first one is define your legacy. What is your legacy? That's a very important question we need to ask ourselves. What is my legacy? Women, legacy is not something you draft in a will. We can't put legacy in a will. It's something you live every day. It is the values your children inherit, Legacy is a culture your employees embody, and legacy is a causes your community remembers. That is legacy. So first, define your legacy. The second is to let your money reflect your mission. What's your mission as a woman? What's your mission as a woman entrepreneur, as a woman business person, as a woman leader? Wealth should be a tool, not a trophy. Every dollar you earn should serve a purpose, such as funding education, expanding opportunities for others, and fueling freedom. Alignment, not just accumulation, is what creates lasting impact. The third strategy is to protect what you have built. You have worked hard. You have built up a business. You have put something in place. You have worked too hard to leave your future to chance, whether through estate planning, which you can get easily from Scotiabank, succession strategies, or trust services. Protecting your asset ensures that your vision outlives you and that future generation inherit not just money, but inherit the money that you have worked hard to build with a structure in place and security to protect it. The fourth is to guard your time and energy. Now, time is the most vulnerable currency that we have. Yet too many leaders burn out trying to carry it all. We can't. Ladies, you can't. When you block time, when you operate in blocks of time, don't try to do everything one time. Set time for doing stuff, especially as a business person. And also in operating blocks of time, you delegate wisely. You can't do everything. And you protect your energy, protect your peace. When you do that, you lead from an overflow. And when you lead from an overflow, not from exhaustion, then everyone rises with you as you rise. So, guard your time and energy. The fifth and final strategy is to surround yourself with wisdom. Greatness is never built alone. You can't be selfish as women entrepreneurs, as women leaders. Who is the little one that you're helping? Who is that young girl that you're helping to grow as you grow? Surround yourself with wisdom. Greatness is never built alone. The advisors, the mentors, and the peers in your circle shape how you think, and you too shape them as they grow and you grow. How you grow and ultimately what you build is determined by the people you have in your circles. How your circle look. Wise counsel is a multiplier of legacy. Keep wise person around you. Now, how does this look though? Let me show you what this looks like when it comes alive, when it is real. I'll give you two stories. First, we call her Marsha. Marsha is a trust that became a movement. Now, she was a single mother, a manufacturer from Tower Isles in St. Mary. She came to us not just to secure her children's future, but to create something bigger. Together, we built a dual-purpose trust. What is that? One branch guaranteed her children's education, putting something aside for her children. The other funded scholarships and mentorship for girls in vocational training. So thinking about family and also thinking about community. Fast forward 10 years, her business has doubled. Her children are thriving, and over 30 young women from St. Anne St. Mary have graduated through her program. No, that's not just money managed properly. That's wealth with purpose. That's a legacy that multiplies long after she is gone. No, who would want that legacy? To know the young ones, you help young ones to thrive, to survive. The second one is Andrea. We call her Andrea, a powerhouse, running a law firm, chairing two nonprofit businesses, and raising children. No, from the outside, she was a success story. But privately, she confessed, everyone is celebrating my life, but I can't remember the last time I felt alive. So, of course, in structuring wealth, it's not about just wealth, but helping the individual. So working with Andrea to restructure her time, delegate more, and for the first time in 15 years, she takes a sabbatical. Today, she works 4 days a week, not 7 or 8. She mentors young persons, young lawyers, and is building a foundation for single mothers. This story proves this. Wealth is not just about money. It's about having the freedom to live fully, lead purposefully, and give generously. Ladies, these are not just stories. They are your stories. They are happening every day, right around us in St. and St. Mary, Marissa, in Trelawney, and across the Caribbean. At Scotiabank, we don't just manage portfolios. We work with women like you, visionaries, entrepreneurs, mothers, leaders, helping you master yourself, protecting your assets, and design the legacy your family deserves. Because we've been doing this for over what? 136, add one to it, years. We have been the bank, a bank for your every future. So as I close, let me leave you with this recap. To secure your future and build lasting legacy, you must, one, define your legacy early. Two, let your money reflect your mission. Three, protect what you've worked hard to build. Four, guard against your time. Time is precious, and your energy. And five, very importantly, surround yourself with wisdom. Who are the persons in your circle? Now, I ask you, what story are you writing as a woman entrepreneur, as a leader? What story are you writing? And who will be better because you lived that story? Oprah Winfrey said, step out of the history that is holding you back and step into the new story you are willing to create. Tonight is a moment, but your legacy, that's a lifetime. So keep building, not just for profit, but for purpose. Keep building, not just for yourself, but for generations to come. Because the most powerful thing you will ever leave behind is a life that lifted others. Thank you. We're Scotiabank, a bank for your every future.